Hi, it's Don Brailsford with Money Meisters. Today we're here with Frank Lehane. Frank is kind of a truth teller. He is the guy who will tell you the ugly truths about things. And he shared some with me, and I would have to say that it is noteworthy and it is important because when you find out, or it's actually you know it, but when he brings it to the forefront and explains it to you, it becomes, oh yeah, that's really important. Frank, you have been sharing with me the fact that my 401k is not what I think it is. Talk to me about that.
Well, it's not just you, Don. It's most working people out there walking around day in, day out, putting money into things that they don't have any certainty about, but are basically ticking time bombs that when they actually turn them on are going to blow up in their face. And they don't really know how this thing's going to work.
Yeah. So the point you made to me, and it was rough, and you were telling me this. It was like, yeah, I know that, but then you said, yeah, but you made some points about tax rates and about the fact that there's a lot of benefit. There's a real good reason why the government wants to have these tax deferred plans, and as is usual, it's not magnanimous. It's not, oh, it's so good for you.
Well,
Explain it to me because I thought you did a really good job with it.
Well, it actually is to the advantage of the people that actually made these plans, that developed these plans, because that the longer they can hold your money without you even knowing how many taxes you're going to pay on it, that's ready money for them to harvest from the taxpayer, ultimately when it comes time for you to pay taxes on this. And that's the infuriating thing that really comes as a huge surprise to people at the very time when they want to spend what they've built.
Yeah, you're being very diplomatic, but what you're saying is for the politicians,
Well,
it's good for
it's good for the politicians, but it's also good for the investment firms. And it's good for the
yeah,
financial industry to actually hold on to people's money away from them and out of their control as long as possible. And when it comes time to give them as little of it as possible over the longest period of time, where the institutions and the government can actually benefit from that way more than the people that actually have hold of these things.
yeah. So then what you're saying and what you said to me is that, when I was talking about retiring, you said, well, Don, however much money you have in your account, let's say you retire with 20 million, which God, that would be great. But let's just pretend that was reality. You made a point that tax rates have been as high as 90%. And we didn't have near the unfunded liabilities we have now.
Absolutely.
So the big issue was that, as you said, that money is not going to be, whatever I think I have, it's nowhere near what I think I have.
Right.
And so
And
planning on that, yeah.
And that's the
I'm sorry.
shock for people. People, they think they have a certain amount in there. And when I tell them, if you found out today that you actually have someone who can take away half of that or more from you legally, how would that make you feel? And people go, that would really piss me off. And
Yeah.
when I show them that, and I show them the tax history of our country, they get really, really concerned. And I hope they get concerned because it's their money.
Yeah.
And when they find out it's not their money,
All the money that I think is mine is not mine.
right?
I don't have any way to know what it could be. So the limits of the 401k, as you so clearly said to me, was you have no idea. It's not your money, and however much of it you do get is decided by someone when they determine how much they need first. So that's kind of disconcerting. But the last piece was, and this is the good part, that in fact there are other options, that you can take your money from that you can move it over without penalty, and that you can do things that will solve that problem. And all you have to do is be aware of it. And that by visiting with you, you can show them that there's a systematic, it's been law for 100 years, and that it's used by virtually every single wealthy person in the world uses it to have that protected piece of money that they don't want to let anybody mess with.
Absolutely.
Frank, thank you for reminding people. It is certainly critically important to know, and it really is. It's so glossed over that a 401k is not some magnanimous gesture of the government to help everybody else out. It solves a political funding issue, and you will be paying for their poor spending decisions for the rest of your retirement.
Absolutely, Don.
Brilliantly stated. Thank you, Frank, for being with us today. Thanks for spreading the truth. Thanks for sharing it with me, because it's made me take steps. And I am much more confident that when I do stop working, if that ever happens, that I will at least know that I have money and how much I have, and not say, how much you're going to give me. So thanks so much, Frank. Appreciate it. Take care.
Bye-bye.